Good evening, everyone. This is Gypsy Jess, and I have a new reading for you today. I was reading and studying this morning, and I think I have a couple ideas for some readings going forward in terms of pick-a-pile. So tonight is going to be what do you need to know right now to move forward? And that's whatever situation you may be in. And this will probably tumble forward into like a hero's journey series, because ultimately that's part of what tarot is. It's a story that's reflected back to yourself. It's tarot. They're pictures and they're messages, but you're ultimately the life force behind them. So when you're reading your own tarot or you're listening to the message, you always find the messages that are meant for you because that's part of your story. And if you are to read, that's it's a very similar thing. So tonight will be the introduction of what do you need to know right now from Spirit in order to help you move forward. We've got 3 piles here where I've already shuffled and laid out some energies. And just to give you some significators and things to help you pick your piles, we have the elephant, the wooden elephant. We have the stone turtle. And the red dolphins. So take a second, focus in on the piles, see which calls to you, and take a big deep breath for me, and allow your mind to go free. And any sounds, symbols, songs, things that might show up in the reading as a personal message and sign for you to help you resonate and ground. This is your own. Just let those come to you right now. Good. All right, my dears. I'll see you in just a moment. Hello, pile 1. You have chosen the elephant, the wooden elephant. So we're going to go ahead and see what's come up for you, and then I will pull cards to continue reading. First off, we have 21, the field of dreams. We have fairies and eggs there, butterflies all through the air. 21, that reduces to 3, Empress, and this is my Empress elephant. You'll see it, she's my painting in the back there. Earth, renewal, moon, a wolf, greater responsibility, inner knowing, teaching. 16 reduces to 7, Spirit. Esther, growth, a little rabbit, and a baby unicorn there. So right off the bat, I'm getting magical creature. Someone, obviously Empress energy, and a lot of fairy energy here. So maybe that's something that really aligns with you. We got the little fairy sitting on eggs here. She has a very fairy-like appearance, fae-like appearance. Maybe your name is Fae. But I get the sense of someone who is really growing and stepping into that Empress energy, stepping into the intuitive powers that they have. So with all the purple and lavender here throughout, and just the fairies, I get this sense of a very magical creature with a unicorn. So very rare, one of a kind, a softness. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's very soft and loving and connected to the earth. You may even seem kind of lucky, but there's a darker side of the moon, right? This wolf side, maybe even a lone wolf energy to you. So a lovely contrast of light and dark here. but very sweet, sweet energy, but very rare, like a very rare energy. And later on, we'll as long as I remember, we'll look at that field of dreams. But I just get someone who's growing and making wishes and believing in magic and believing in their own magic. Believing in their own magic. All right. Spirit, tell me more about this magical creature I'm speaking to. And remember, this is a timeless reading for whenever you're finding it is when the message is intended for you. There may be aspects of it that are older parts of your story. Also, there's, I say he, she, they, you know, but obviously assign the energies as you will. We both have masculine and feminine energies within us. Right off the bat, Wheel of Fortune. Now, let's see how I had that. I kind of, yeah. All right, yeah. So someone whose fortune is changing. The Wheel of Fortune, whose karmic wheel is changing here. And there's still some things unknown. Still some things unknown, some cloaked. That looks like a snake to me. It doesn't, it's not a snake per se, but transformation. And I get that, you know, Eve, you know, when she was drawn to the apple by the snake, and that's how she received, you know, knowledge of the outer world. So outside of the Garden of Eden here. And this may be someone who's just beginning to explore maybe the darker sides, sides of themselves, that their darker shadow aspects, and that's part of this transformation. I just heard what's done in the dark will come to the light. Four of Swords, resting. Someone who's taking a rest, and maybe you've been through a lot lately, and I do get a sense of, you know, with these eggs here especially, and the fairies, that you have some magic touching you right now. You have magic all around you and protecting you, and there's about to be a great transformation taking place here with all the butterflies in the background and the full moon. And right now it's time to rest and receive, and that's divine feminine energy, the receptive Empress, the receptive feminine energy. So whether you're male or female in body, you're really being called to resonate in that feminine energy right now. Oh, there she is, the Empress in reverse. How suited. So the Empress is obviously all over this. So for the Empress I'm talking to, clearly we have some things out of balance here. And maybe out of balance isn't the exact word, because where she fell was on this, you know, where I got that darker side of the moon here. And this really might be someone who's allowing themselves to embody and enjoy that darker aspect of the feminine, right? Breaking away from the good girl mold, the good wife mold, you know, good husband, good whomever. But, you know, those darker and powerful aspects of self, you know, because things that are in the darkness of the subconscious, right? That's part of the hero and heroine's journey, is ultimately to, you know, go through conflict and face one's shadow. And I definitely get a sense of that right now. Someone who is facing and integrating that shadow. And this is going to be part of a beautiful transformation and great luck and abundance. I definitely get a luck about you. And things may happen, you know, you may manifest, create things quite easily. That's your spiritual power. That's you. That's not luck. So important to be mindful of your magic, because you can truly create your thoughts, whatever they may be. So I do feel like I'm speaking to a very powerful, very magical definitely get like Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius energy right now. Gemini. Ace of Swords in reverse. Still embodying a truth. I feel like I'm talking to someone who may be struggling to be honest with themselves about the current state of things, about maybe a reality that they're in right now. A reality that they're in right now. And it's not necessarily a reality that they want to be in. And what stands out to me here too, with the Empress being in reverse and this Ace of Swords being in reverse, is that the crown at the top of the sword here is also fallen. And maybe you feel like there's been something that's kind of dethroned you here, taking you aback. The Five of Swords just flipped off. So yeah, after some conflict and some strife, feeling a bit defeated, maybe. And I don't even necessarily get defeated, but definitely a bittersweet victory energy after a battle, and now kind of going into that rest period. But there's something here that is bothering you. That's definitely sitting on your mind. There's something on your mind that's lots of up in your thoughts. Lots of up in your thoughts. We're gonna get one more from this deck and then I'm gonna switch it up. Ten of Pentacles. Something on your mind. So this can be any sort of stability here. Like this is maybe money. So very much maybe money, a family member, a situation that has garnered a lot of investment and a lot of fortune that you're feeling probably very loyal to. The dog here is a symbol. Feeling very loyal to this situation. And here we have the old man in the purple garb too. And I feel like you've been praying on something, asking for guidance. You know, just being up in your head and asking for guidance. And I get a very strong feeling that your intuition and spirit has been talking to you, sending messages and signs that might seem a little too woo-woo for you, maybe a little too mystical, right? Not recognizing your own magic and your own you know, that own unicorn self. And that's what's keeping you from moving forward. High Priestess, what did I just say? So the High Priestess, she's that intuitive counterpart, that spiritual being to the Pope. And what's different about her is that, unlike the Pope, who is, you know, the embodiment of spirituality among men, right? The Catholic Church comes to mind, right? All the ritual and pomp and circumstance is different for her, because she has something that is messy and creative and beautiful, and that's the ability to give birth. She's the true pathway, creative pathway, messy, chaotic pathway to other worlds, to the divine. She's literally the vessel of life. Yeah. And you know, just like the snake in the Garden of Eden there, these remind me right now, and I don't know why this just came up, but of the pomegranates and the story of Persephone in Hades, and you know, how she ate the fruit and then was stuck in the underworld. And it wasn't until, you know, she's allowed to come back, and that's when, you know, fall or winter happened, and now Persephone, goddess Persephone, she's aligned with spring, because that's the time that she's allowed to come to earth. And I just get this, especially with this particular energy is that Spirit's really asking you to take a look at those beautiful and darker parts of yourself. And I feel like there's an unwillingness to integrate shadow here. Integrate shadow. And Spirit is definitely calling you. I mean, there's already so much Spirit here on the table. I apologize for how loud this gets on the video. I know I've been listening to these and realizing that's the case, but my little microphone likes to just kind of stop sometimes, and then it's hard to go back and record. So I'll get a new one soon, but not until I move to my new location here soon. So. Journey. Yeah, being called on a journey to oneself. So again, I get messages from Spirit. So 8 of Wands, this is fast communication, and it's in reverse. And here we have the 8 again, 8, 8. Synchronicities, and I just get that like you've been praying or asking or looking for signs and have been getting them and just not paying attention, not listening, because you don't trust yourself, you don't trust your own magic, your own intuition, and maybe you are being drawn to go out into the world, to experience things that are outside a conditioning or way you felt or were taught to be when you were raised, and that's a difficult movement for you, but you can't know the light unless you know the dark, and your own dark, and moving forward and accepting parts of you, like maybe there's something that you like or you want to try that your family doesn't accept, or these are just examples coming to mind, but something that you've been taught is bad. And the world is not that simple. The world is not black and white. The world is a multifaceted kaleidoscope of light, dark, and colors. Knight of Sword. Not moving forward with this truth. More thoughts. And so what's interesting about this middle piece too, I feel like this is a lot of your intellect fighting against you right now. And with the 7 of Swords, this can definitely be betrayal, but I really do get a self-betrayal here. A self-betrayal. Moving forward in life and maybe looking like you have what you want, but it not actually being what you want because you're not honoring yourself. There it is. The pre-Empress energy. That independence, financial independence, happiness. She's got the little hawk or falcon on her hand, which is the connection to spirit. She's abundant. She's embodying her feminine self there, all the flowers on her dress. I definitely feel a self-betrayal right now. Right under that Empress in reverse, yeah. And this can also be, when someone's resonating in this, we'll call it a lower vibe Empress, because we have the pre-Empress now. So there, but not quite, right? And this is a reading about moving forward in that journey. And I feel like you evolved a ton and you have grown immensely. And really, while you have started to see some of your magic, resonating some of the lower aspects. So, maybe not always using powers for good, or being very sharp with your words and your intellect. you know, and using the intellect, more than anything, versus the receptive, intuitive self. All right, let's get some more here. I'm gonna wrap up this group a little bit more. So how can this Empress energy turn this around, right? Looking like we're in this pre-Empress energy, but what's the guidance for this person moving forward? Spirit, what is the guidance? What does this person need to know? Tower in reverse. Just got to let go of the past. There, the crown is falling off too. And maybe you've been ruling with a bit of an iron hand. So, you know, you may have everything. You may have everything, right? You have your finances, the job, the beauty, but showing up distorted, like not wearing that crown in a way that is regal, we'll say. Ten of Wands, feeling burdened. All right, so for this, I'm getting that it's time to lay down the burden, and lay down, and take me carefully when I say this. Lay down the crown. Take off the weight of expectation. That's what I'm getting here. A lot of outer expectation on someone who really just needs to be themselves and be happy with themselves. You know, I get someone who's been operating in a bit more of that divine masculine energy than really being in that receptive, open, nurturing, loving, feminine energy. Yeah, Queen of Swords. So that truth, dove, peace. So she's been through it. The Queen of Swords, she's been through it, and she is a very intellectual, like I said, an intellectual queen. And that's okay to be in that. It's okay to be in it. But see, in the background, it's still all the purple. It's still spirit, and it's integrating that analytical knowledge with, you know, the spiritual knowledge, allowing the structures and the expectation to fall. And when I say taking off your crown, I don't mean, you know, come off your throne for anyone or lower yourself or lower expectations, but to take off expectation of yourself. You know, because Queen of Wands is Queen of Wands, so clearly very magical. Queen of Swords is very, very smart, very smart, and she can be sharp. Hierophant. So here it is. Here's the masculine side of spirit. So yeah, I definitely. So in terms of guidance, I absolutely feel like the guidance for you is to integrate those masculine and feminine energies, to allow yourself to be more receptive versus, you know, going through all the pomp and circumstance, and enjoy the messy part of life. So yeah, I definitely get an air of perfection here, a perfectionism. And it's time to get messy. I definitely feel it. It's time, you know, that creative energy. I'm going to get some archetype cards for you just to affirm kind of the energies we're in right now. And stuff that's active in you so you can get an idea. Oh, right off that. Mother in reverse. So that's the Empress. The Empress is the quintessential mother energy. I may even be speaking to a mother right now. And what's clearly active for you right now is that shadow aspect, which is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So if I am speaking to a mother, right, and the weight of expectation may not be on you, it may be on your child, or this may be from your conditioning from your mother, right? You're never good enough. You didn't do it right. You know, having to act older than you were, and maybe even father yourself a bit. And Spirit's telling you it's time to let go of the control, because Spirit's really the one in control, right? Not you. And also this, the nurturing energy, patience, unconditional love, joy is giving birth in life, right? Going back to that high priestess, it's that birthing creative energy. So this is extremely active in this pile. So a lot of distorted mothering energy. And if I'm speaking to a masculine here, this could very well be the conditioning of, a mother wound, right? This doesn't have to be female or male. We are our conditioning. And maybe it happened when you were much younger. You believed in magic and fairies and all the things. Because I do get a very magical air, a very high vibe. This is a very high vibe reading. It's just, there's an imbalance with the masculine and feminine energy, and that air of control and action and perfectionism. That's not divine feminine. That's more that action-oriented masculine energy. But it's also just distorted, right? It's an unhealed energy. And while this person has clearly healed immensely, look at all the purple and lavender, all the light colors here. Very, very high vibe. But now it's time to let go of control, to get messy, to get dirty, is what I'm hearing. Reconnect to the earth, and, allow yourself to not be perfect, to seek your light attribute, thirst for wisdom, truth wherever you are. And I definitely feel this. I mean, that's why you're here, right? That's why you're listening to this reading. And here are the sirens going off in the backgrounds. It is literally Spirit screaming to you, to explore this path that Spirit wants you to go on. And that's an exploration of your own powers and conditioning. Or I say conditioning, to release that conditioning. And maybe you were raised very religiously. I mean, 2 religious symbols came up here. And there's a difference between religion and connection to divinity and connection to Spirit. And just keep that in mind. That's a personal relationship. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to get out of the structures we're taught. It says this and this and this in this book, and I'm supposed to act like this and do this, but life is not that rigid. And it's time for you to explore your truth, your powers, your spiritual gifts, because despite hundreds of years of oppression, women, we are the spiritual pathway. We are the connection. Men are divine action. We are divine knowledge. That's how it is. And that's in both of us. Teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Yeah, and that's the Queen of Swords. She's a very tactful, articulate with her words. So there's definitely a call. There's definitely a call here for a very enlightened person to seek this path and seek this path of teaching. But in order to do that, right, you have to go into your own shadow. And whether that's an air of perfectionism with yourself or a child, which is kind of one and the same, right? It's a conditioning we pass down. There's a path you're meant to be on, a spiritual path of teaching. And there are things that, and this is a truth that's being called to you that it doesn't seem that you're fully accepting. So I'm going to get one last card for you here. Hopefully this has been helpful. Please let me know below. Actually, I might get a couple for you for guidance moving forward. Acknowledge, take responsibility. There, 1. See, Spirit is literally calling you. Here are all the colors again. Take responsibility for the gifts and the mission that you're being called on. Acknowledge and take responsibility in your own life. Acknowledge the call. You're being asked to acknowledge the call. And whatever structures are keeping you, whatever ways of thinking and conditioning are keeping you in this space of control, it's time to let that go. Beyond illusion, change your perception. And I really do feel, there's the purple and everything again, looks like an eye. I feel this is a spiritual perception. I feel like this is the restriction of childhood conditioning around spirit, and not understanding that, you know, we all are born with gifts, some more so than others, in terms of spiritual gifts and different gifts, right? But you have spiritual gifts. You have spiritual gifts, and right now you're being called to be open and receptive to them, and being receptive to the call that you must be feeling, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this reading right now. This is part of your call from spirit. And maybe it's to read tarot, maybe it's to do healing work or Reiki or write books, but this is part of what you're being called to do. Voyager's journey, past life healing. And maybe even in a past life, you were persecuted for this. You know, dragonfly, also a sign of rebirth, past life healing. And this could be generational healing as well. But the big message here is you're being called on a journey right now. Spirit is calling you on a journey right now and is begging you to heed the call. And you're going to know. You're going to know what that is. But know that, you know, the things that you see are not just coincidences. The experiences and the feelings you feel, the voices you might hear, the song that comes on the radio and you think, huh, that's kind of funny. Spirit is funny. Spirit is funny like that. So I hope this has helped Pile 1. I honestly think it's a beautiful reading, and clearly you are an incredibly high vibe individual. So I hope that you're able to release any illusions about religion, spirit, your gifts, because this is part of your soul's calling are these gifts. So 29:29 when I said that. 11:11. All right, Pile 1. You have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. You have chosen the little stone turtle here. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Remember, it's a timeless reading. Identified sex is obviously interchangeable, but what we're asking is, what do you need to know right now from spirit in order to move forward from where you're at? So let's go ahead and get started, okay? Peaks of Joy, 33. Lessons, Growth, Trust, 11. Already has some master numbers on the table here. Beliefs, Minerva. I have a feeling this might be connected to the last one as well, but we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle again. Get some messages here. Remember to take a nice deep breath and allow any signs to come through. We already have a cougar, a wolf, and a butterfly on the table there. All right. Spirit, what do we need to know right now for Pile 2 in order to move forward on their journey? The sirens are really going off tonight. You can tell we're getting close to an eclipse. And maybe that's for you as well. A warning, some sort of message trying to come through. But I definitely already get someone who's, and I already just from what's on the table, this could be connected to Pile 1, we'll see. But Lessons, Growth, and Trust, Peaks of Joy. I feel like someone whose beliefs are really being challenged and being challenged to grow. And I never have noticed this before, but this looks like a peace pipe with smoke coming out, and that little cougar with feathers. South, Shadowless, Peaks of Joy. Interesting. I really get kind of a wild abandon here, like a jumping to trust, like a leap of faith. Feel a leap of faith. And I already get a spiritual protection on this one with the Master number 33 on the table. Ooh. 4 of Wands. Happiness, the happy home, 1111. Peaks of joy. So I feel like I'm already speaking to someone who might be really like having everything come in right now, who is feeling happy and hopeful, and has this vision for, you know, this stable, happy, loving home. But now we have 11, 11, 11, 33. So I already feel someone very, very spiritually protected and watched. Oop. 7 of Wands in reverse. The wounded warrior. I get wounded warrior. Someone who's fought to learn their lessons and grow and is starting to trust, and that can create a great freedom, a great happiness. And maybe you don't feel like it at this very moment, but it's definitely coming. So see how she's kind of sullen, her head is down here, but in the picture behind her, she's in almost ecstasy. So if this is not already manifesting for you right now, you have happiness on the soon forefront here. 8 of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so with beliefs and 8 of Swords, so this is mental prison, and you may be feeling very, very restricted by your thoughts. I just got Madonna on the half shell there too, so I don't know, maybe you're into art or you're an artist. I really do, I get the feeling that this, I mean, the matching cards haven't come up yet, but you may be able to watch pile 1. So let's see here. Mental prison. So I'm speaking to someone who is, maybe you're battling your own limiting beliefs, your own thoughts. About having this wish fulfillment and happiness. 4 of Swords, taking a rest. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely connected to pile 1. So please watch pile 1. Who now you're resting. You're resting after fighting oneself. I apologize. I have to pause this real quick. My dog has decided to go potty just now. Hello again, pile 2. I apologize for that. So remember that everything happens during the reading as part of the reading, and I was about to say, you know, this was I felt like it's connected to pile 1, and we have these restrictions on the mind over here. So when I went to take my little pup out, there were packages at the door that came way earlier than I expected, some gifts that I had ordered for Christmas, and I get the feeling that too as a message that your wish fulfillment is coming in a lot sooner than you think. You may not feel like it right at this moment, but now it's time to rest and receive, not to work for things. And right now I feel like a big part of what's holding you back are your own limiting beliefs, right? This is a prison of the mind here. Your own limiting beliefs. Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. Now it's time to rest and to work with others. You really may be one that, especially with the wolf and the cougar up there, kind of the lone wolf. You may be one that, you know, tries to do everything yourself, but Spirit's really calling you to not work so hard. You know, collaborate and work with others. Rest. Allow your mind to rest. I know that, you know, Spirit will help you. There are people in support both here on the earth and around you. But right now, what's stopping you, or whatever these limiting and conditioned beliefs are, this is a prison of your own making you're in right now. And I really do feel like on the other side of that is such great happiness and wish fulfillment. And I do feel like it'll be here a lot sooner than you think. If you only allow yourself to not work so hard and to receive it. You know, you can make all the plans and do all the things to line it up and do all the work and do all the healing work. But if you don't actually get into the energy to receive it, it can't come. You know, it's just the law of attraction in the universe, really. Oop, 2 flipped over, so I guess we shall take them. 6 of Wands, blocked victory. Yeah, you know, if you feel like you can't win in this situation, that's not the case by any means, because right behind it was the Chariot here. And I feel like it's coming in fast. I feel like once you let go of whatever these beliefs are, these limiting beliefs are, things are going to become so quick. It's going to be like a wild ride, right? Because back here, remember, she's in ecstasy. She's up in the clouds. She's cloud 9. She's cloud 9. And here, this Chariot appears to be coming in quite fast. And she's got her little wand in her hand. This is magic. Like, you literally can create whatever you want. So if you're creating a blockage in your mind, that's what's going to manifest in your reality. And that appears to be part of the case right now. So, Spirit, tell me more. What else is piled to need to know in this situation to help them move forward? You know, and our experience mold us, right? So if it doesn't work out, you know, 5 times in a row, we're gonna have a hard time believing that the 6th will. But I definitely feel like that'll be the case. 7 of Wands, you know, definitely someone who's fought. 7 of Wands here too. Maybe that's been part of the course, is not wanting to fight for this anymore, not believing that you can have all the dreams and the happiness and the victory. And I'm getting that there's this is a mental battle now. This is a mental battle, which I feel like Spirit's asking you to rest from. And maybe this collaboration, this is a little help, like, and you know, maybe it is talking to those around you, or someone close, or a therapist, someone to help you just uncondition those belief systems. Oh my goodness. 3 of Pentacles again. Double confirmation. 3-3, right where we started. Spirit is asking you to collaborate with them, right? And this, you know, very church-like representation here. Here's the little worker. Spirit's asking you to work with them. 3-3, 33, the first thing we started on, and that's where magic comes in. That's where you start to manifest. You can't do it all yourself. And you may think you can, and that's part of the problem. That's part of the belief. But remember, you know, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. And then just when you surrender, that's when things start flying in. But, you know, maybe look up 333, 3333 for angel numbers. Okay, and here's the Tower. So those beliefs have to come down. 5 of Wands and the Empress in reverse. Absolutely watch pile 1, because 100% connected. Someone who's just not in that a magical high vibrational creature who is being restricted by their mind and not allowing themselves to receive. And those structures have to come down, because then that's where victory lies and the new journey begins. This is absolutely, absolutely connected to pile 1. So we're gonna get a little bit more guidance going forward. Please watch pile 1, pile 2. What just flew out onto the floor there? 3 of Pentacles in reverse. You have to be willing to collaborate with Spirit, because 3-3, that's 6. 6, that's where the victory comes in. And part of the victory is love. Maybe that's something that, you know, that's part of that happy home. That's part of that wish. And your Emperor. But, Page of Swords. So stepping into that new truth. So, well, I definitely feel like this is connected to pile 1. I feel like this person is not quite as far along as pile 1. Still really working hard in the 3D, and you know, not trying to make everything happen, trying to outwit Spirit or use the mind, when these structures of the mind are what's holding you back, part of what's holding you back. But once you work with Spirit in a way that you're being called to do, that's where everything's going to feel so much easier and it's going to flow. So please watch pile 1 for additional messages. 9 of Wands, climbing that hill. So yeah, just a little bit behind pile 1 in terms of the storyline, but that's where we're headed. So please listen to pile 1. Getting to the top of the hill, but in planting all the seeds and building the structure and doing the fight and doing the healing, a lot of healing. 2 of Cups in reverse. See, I'm not even surprised that that came out, because I do feel like that's part of the storyline here. It's like that's the missing piece, is that other counterpart, for the wish fulfillment, for the happiness, for the ecstasy. And, you know, 33, that's 6, that's, I mean, that's the card of the Lovers. So, in order to have this victory and this coming together, gotta listen to Spirit, my dear. Have the strength. And this is a compassionate sort of strength. And this is where the difference between showing up as the masculine, the lion, and the divine feminine, the compassionate, loving individual that tames the beast. And that's the beast within ourselves as well. And when you're in these structures of the mind, that's, you know, a lot more of that masculine energy. And Spirit's calling you to be in that receptive energy. And the strength is there. Yeah, bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords. So much thinking, not allowing yourself to really go with the flow and feel. So just know that you have come along so far, and you're almost there. You really are a very magical, rare, highly evolved individual. But it's just the worldly conditioning, right? The person that the world tells us that we have to be and show up as and work for. And that's great to a certain extent. But all this work, there's so much work here. It's like work to exhaustion. And now it's time to receive. But if you don't believe you can, well, then this is going to be blocked. The victory, the love, the wish fulfillment. You have to be in a receptive mode for that to come to you. Okay? So it's time to be softer with yourself, to be more compassionate with yourself. Let's get some guidance here. What else does Palpy need to know, Spirit? What else does Palpy need to know? Spiritual awakening, shift or be shifted. Yeah, this this is absolutely connected to pile 1. So, you know, being called to step on a path, and that is the path of spirit, and working with spirit. I do feel like there's someone who's been laboring in the world, who is highly intelligent, but who's done so much work in their masculine, who's always using their mind, but then who's trapped by this overactive thoughts of the mind, versus being receptive, trusting one's intuition, trusting one's magic, praying, and then, you know, trusting that it's coming. But this is part of the spiritual awakening process. And this is with the Tower. If you don't change, you know, the way that you're thinking right now, this prison, and release yourself, Spirit's going to come in from the outside and it will shift you. So it's you're being called to shift, or something, these structures that you don't want to let go of are going to continue to be shaken until it's all the way down to the foundation, and you have to rebuild anyway. So it's like, want to do it the easy or the hard way, or we can do it the easy way. But it requires that you know, heed what's happening to you, and that's Spirit coming in fast and calling you in fast here. I'm just gonna put these together because it's, you know, this is the warning right now. You're being called to wake up, and if you don't address these things that are keeping you trapped, however that means for you, things are going to continue to be hard. They're going to continue to break down. The job that you're unhappy in, it will be gone. The relationship that or situationship that's not working, it'll be gone, because it's not meant for you. And that's why it feels so hard. It's not meant to be hard. Yeah, there's challenges that come up, but now it's time to evolve with it, and stop fighting the spiritual awakening. Stop fighting your own magic, and be gentle with yourself. Clearing karma, Kundalini activation. Yeah, so all these things, these structures, these karmic cycles and limiting beliefs, and, you know, family cycles that we get trapped in, you very well could be called to, you know, be that curse breaker for your family. You know, we've always done it this way, and so that's the way we do it. Right? These are mind traps, or being stuck in the corporate world and being drained of your feminine essence and your happiness, when really you want to paint and garden or be a photographer. And there's lots of stories of that working out for women. I mean, you look it up, and women, I say women, men, you know, because it's the feminine essence of self. So if you're a man who's being, you know, stuck in these awful jobs because you feel you have to be a certain way or do a certain thing, and you're being called to clear this right now. And if it's really feeling hard right now and feeling like you can't win, and it's not coming in, it's because it's meant to. It's because you're not listening. It's not aligned for you. And you know, the Tower, that is the card of spiritual awakening. Shift or be shifted. That couldn't be any. That's it's such a perfect lineup there. That is what it is. Creative expression. The Electric. Wow. You know, tarot's funny. The Electric. What do you see there coming in? That lightning bolt. Spirit. It's time to let go of the structures, right? It's time to get into that creative, feminine energy, that intuitive self. And even there, it's the reverse pyramid, the reverse triangle pointing down. So that's feminine. Up is masculine, down is feminine. And ground that in the world. You know, and that's part of clearing the karma is a new story, a new storyline. So this is actually really cool, and why it might feel very hard and very triggering right now, because you are in it. You are in the karmic wheel, right? You're in the tower, and it looks like you're fighting to climb that hill. You know, warrior energy for sure, the fighter, but there's a certain point where you gotta stop fighting yourself. You gotta stop fighting yourself, my love. So, pile 2, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments. I actually think it's quite a beautiful reading, and just know that everything it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, even though it may not feel like it right in this moment, okay? Sending my love. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. You've chosen the red Dolphins. And so right off the bat, this says 2 things to me. It says telepathy between hearts, so love, yeah, because you get the 2 dolphins here. And I feel whoever's watching before I even get into the cards is definitely watching for a love situation, something that they feel like they have an intuitive knowing about, but that's why we're here for answers, yeah? All right, magic prayer, 32. I saw that one when I was shuffling too, how funny. Renewal, spiritual progress, success, and hope. A lot of magic on the table. We've got a bald eagle there for signs. And then Demeter, feelings and emotions, snake. All right. Someone who's praying and who's making progress spiritually. And I mean, the bald eagle there, that's eagles, birds, that's divine masculine energy. Maybe you're a masculine watching this, or you're watching for a masculine, but someone with feelings of hope. Let's see what else comes through. Sorry, I know that's quite loud. I have a microphone that I tried using, and it worked well, but it like decides to shut off, and then I miss parts of my reading. So I'm waiting to get a new one. So I apologize for how loud the cards are. I know it's kind of frustrating. I noticed when I listened myself, I was like, oh, that's really loud. But hopefully you can stick with me a little longer, yeah. All right. So someone who's praying, connected to spirit, who's feeling very deeply, and quite possibly someone who's feeling sad, but that does have hope, and that's good. That's beautiful. Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know right now in order to help them move forward? Eight of Wands in reverse. Feeling like your prayers have not been answered. Feeling like your prayers have not been answered. So I'm feeling like a call of faith here. Spirit calling you to have faith and hope in this situation, wherever you're at right now. Magician in reverse. Snake again. Okay. I just got a sense of, so spiritual progress here in the Magician in the reverse. Someone who might, and with the telepathy, who might be misusing their gifts of reading people. I'm not saying that's the case, but feelings and emotions. This is definitely someone who has gifts, whether they be telepathic gifts, a direct line to spirit and prayer, and feels like their prayers have not been answered, so might be trying to go about things another way. Knight of Cups, emotions. So yeah, someone who's really feeling deep in their feelings right now. We've got someone deep in their feelings. Like the Knight of Cups as Pisces in himself is already a deeply emotional person, but it's still a bit of a I don't want to say volatile, but not quite as stable as the King of Cups. But you know, he's bold with his offers of love. So definitely someone in their thought, or not in their thoughts. Maybe you are in your thoughts versus your feelings, but I definitely feel like someone who's deep in their emotions, and who's praying on a situation about love, but with the telepathy there, the bald eagle, and the Magician in reverse. I definitely get someone who might be misusing their powers a bit. I'll get more on it. Or feeling like they're struggling to manifest. And I get that this is success, hope, spiritual progress. I get this, that this is someone, I'm speaking to someone who can usually make happen whatever they want to happen. But right now, in this particular instance, you hear that motor going off all right there, and wow. They can make what they want happen and very quickly. But I feel like this is being held back by spirit right now, this rapid movement, because they're being asked to have faith. And that's what's going to help them progress spiritually. It's not letting them... I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's being held back right now because they're being asked to let go of control. They're being asked to let go of control and have faith. And allow things to manifest at their own pace. And know that their prayers are being heard, but without faith, you know, a prayer made in earnest and in great faith must be answered. It's spiritual law. But, you know, it's always going to be the answer that's best for all. So you can pray for something all day long, but if you haven't learned the lesson of, you know, if you're praying without the faith, right, then there's no requirement to answer. You know, if you don't actually believe something's coming in, or you're getting what's best for you, then this can be hard. This can be very emotional. And I do feel like someone who's very deep in their emotions here. And is being asked by Spirit to have faith. Seven of Pentacles. So that their harvest, so the harvest of their work can happen. Put in the work and have faith. That's what I'm getting here. You got to put in the work and have faith. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up to see if it's growing. You know, there's no point in that. You do what you can. You plant the seed, you water it, you put it in the sun, right? The Magician here, he's got all the elements. He's doing everything in his power to make it happen. But at a certain point, you just have to let the process of life happen and let everything grow and come to fruition. You know, and I do feel like it's in fertile ground with prayers. Pray on it, of course. But you know, you gotta let the seed grow. Gotta let the seed grow. Oop. Judgment. Yeah, this person's under judgment right now. This Magician is under judgment right now. By Spirit. Directly by Spirit. And I do feel like this is an aspect of control and faith. Oh, that testing. I feel like someone's being tested right now. And being asked to have hope. 10 of Cups in reverse. feeling like this is blocked. So someone who, like I said, I knew this was going to be a love reading. It's all over here. So we have the happy couple with the little baby. Yeah, so definitely a love situation. And this is prayers for a couple, someone who's wanting something to work out in a relationship, whether this is with the person they have on their mind or in the future, someone who they haven't met yet. I can't say. I'm guessing someone they've met because, with all the emotions on the table, someone's feeling very deeply right now. And this is being blocked. And I believe it's a test of faith. I truly feel like this is a test of faith, right? Between two hearts. There's clearly, like I knew this was about love. There's a match here. I do feel like there's a match, but the more you try to control it, the more it's going to be held off for you. The more it's going to be held off. You have to plant the seed and let it grow. Let it go. Let it go and let it grow. And maybe this is someone you are supposed to let go of. Have faith. That meme where Jesus is holding the teddy bear and he's got the bigger one behind his back and he's asking the little girl to give it to him so he can give her something better. Let go and let grow. That's a beautiful message. All right, I feel like these are done. Let go and let grow. Tell me more for pile 3 here. What do they need to know? King of Wands. Yeah, someone who's very powerful, magical, who's the same as the Magician, right? With his wand there, and who's feeling very, very passionate, very, very passionate in love, wanting to have a new start. But, and both with the Magician and the King of Wands here is that little staff is trying to make things happen, right? Trying to make things happen on his own with his own magic, rather than letting things be. And maybe even a little judgment on some misuse, right? Some misuse of power. Right? Maybe even a love spell, who knows? The Fool, fresh start. What did I just say? Someone who's wanting a fresh start, a leap of faith. You are being asked to take a leap of faith right now, pile 3. You are being asked to take a leap of faith and let go of control, right? Spirit hears your prayers, but you are being tested right now to see if you deserve it. You deserve the 10 of Cups. Of course you do. But if you can't believe, right? If you can't believe, then what's the point of Spirit giving it to you? Ooh, what else is trying to pop out there? Queen of Swords. You might be able to watch pile 2. So what's interesting here is we have a king and a queen facing away from one another, right? And the Fool in the middle. And this very well could be a situation where the two people are being asked to take a leap of faith. One, feminine, she's been through a lot and she's using her intellect and mind, can be very sharp. It's fiery, passionate, masculine. Is doing everything in his creative power to manifest. In Spirit, the Joker is sitting here in the middle, with the little flower in his hand, right? The seed that's grown, free as a bird. Two people being asked to take a leap of faith, to be brought together by Spirit. But both of them facing away from each other right now, facing away from Spirit, trying to do things on their own. Hierophant in reverse. Spirit on the table. And this definitely can relate to a marriage. You know, wanting to take a leap of faith and get married. And that could very well be the wish here, the Ten of Cups. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's definitely got someone on the mind that they are deep in their feelings about, who they're looking at as a marriage partner. But both people are being asked by Spirit to let go. So that Fool can turn into the priest and bring them together. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. Trust in Spirit, and Spirit will bring you together. That's lovely. That is lovely. Spirit, the message seems to be pretty clear, but is there anything else, person or persons here? Nine of Cups in reverse, needing to find happiness in yourself first. You can't get to the 10 before you get to the 9. So offering that cup of love to yourself first. See, he's all happy alone. This person's not happy alone. And that could very well be part of the test. But like I said before, there's telepathy between hearts. These two people, while they're facing away, maybe are even separate right now. There's a chance on the board. There's happiness on the board. And this could even, honestly, it could even be two people who are praying for a marriage to turn around and to try again with this Ten of Cups, this happiness. And I feel like that is on the table. It takes both people to take a step forward and both people to give a little. The Sun in reverse. Yeah, and that's a no. And what that's saying to me is that until that happens, until this perspective changes, until the control is let go, and this is going to be unavailable. The Ten of Pentacles, the stability, the love with the Ten of Cups, everything. A solid foundation, and I do get a solid foundation is here. Solid foundation is here. Let's get out. So Spirit, what does this person or people, in case both of you end up watching this, need to know to move forward? What does pile 3 need to know to move forward? Nine of Swords. These thoughts, this pain that keeps you up at night. This worry. Yeah, and I've never noticed before, but there's this white owl in the background. I've never seen that before. Again, Spirit's right there, being all up in their head about this. Head and the emotions, especially when you're feeling intensely about things, it's easy to overthink things. Okay, what can I do, and how can I do this, and how can I fix this, and that fear, which is all coming from the lack of control. Because the only thing we can do is our best and control ourselves. We can't control the decision of others. The foundation is here. People are here. There's love here. There's just being tested by spirit. Being asked to take a leap of faith. Knight of Wands. So that a new beginning may happen. Now I feel a lot of passion here. Look at the volcano bursting in the background. You want to talk about someone who is wildly passionate here. Wants to come in, strong emotion, strong passion. And that's beautiful and sexy and wonderful, but literally bursting, wildly attracted to this other person. So definitely sense some separation here. Physical and emotional distance. Feeling very passionate, literally bursting for this person. But what this person's gonna get is a no. Until this, whatever this aspect of control, whatever this test by spirit is, until that's learned, until that lesson is learned, this mental block will continue here. Yeah. The High Priestess. And we also had the Hierophant there, but in reverse. So both people definitely being up in their head about this. Both people overthinking. Both people not trusting their intuition, trusting spirit, having faith, having love and having passion, but just being stuck in their head about this. All right, give us a little bit more for moving forward. We know where we're at. How do we get forward? How do we get forward? Queen of Swords in reverse. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Let go and let grow. Judgment again. Definitely feel like this is this relationship is under judgment. It's under divine judgment right now. And being called to the trumpet. So this card reminds me of Hermes, messenger of the gods. Messenger of the gods. Have faith. So you're being tested and you're being judged. And then what happens? We get the yes. And then the sun comes out. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Maybe someone's named Annie. Maybe, you know, one or both of you relates to orphan. But once you get out of the head, once you get out of these thoughts, that's when everything changes. That's when no becomes a yes. That's when everything is past and you move forward. And there's happiness on the other side of this. So let's get some more guidance for you. And we'll wrap this one up. Pile 3, you can watch all 3 piles. I recommend going 3, 2, 1. Shift or be shifted. Judgment. spiritual awakening. So this is definitely an evolution in these readings tonight. It's crazy because I shuffle after every single one, so it's kind of cool. Oh, 2 just looked over for me. Holy Grail. Oh, Holy Grail code, and that's what it is. Holy Toledo. This one came out too. Delusion. I swear, you've heard me shuffle them. I shuffled them together. So pile 3, wash all 3 piles, 3, 2, 1. Because this is changing your perspective, getting out of that mental prison and working with and trusting spirit, because you're being judged right now. You're being judged for your lack of faith, and that's what the great mission is, right? The hero's mission is the seeking of the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail that's within you, which is spirit. And this is Jesus and Mary Magdalene love. The gift. Spirit's trying to give you both gifts, and you've got your back turned to it right now. So keep this up, and things are going to break down until you finally listen. Things are going to stay that way. I believe in you. I believe in you, pile 3. I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching. Please leave me likes, dislikes, subscribes, comments, and let me know. All right, bye-bye.